everyone, this is Chanchay Prada from Group 6 and now I am going to explain what is globalization. Globalization is the process of growing, developing, and expanding the business, services, or technologies all through the world. It is the expansion of various businesses to the global markets through the world. It requires huge international investments to develop large multinational corporations for the worldwide economic integration. It is to increase the connectivity and interdependence of the businesses in the worldwide markets. Primarily, globalization is a commercial activity which also integrates different cultures and societies through trade and commerce. The origin of globalization is, however, a matter of dispute between historians and modern economists. Former believed it to be existing since ancient times, while latter assert that it started only in 21st century. In the last few decades, globalization has taken the form of technological advancement which resulted in easier travel, communications, and other businesses all international level for the people. On the other hand, where globalization has made easy access of technologies to the people, it has also decreased the opportunity of success by increasing competition. That's all. Thank you.
Cultural homogenization refers to the process by which local cultures become more similar or uniform due to the various factors such as globalization, technological advancements, mass media, and economic integration. It essentially entails the loss of cultural diversity and the emergence of a more standardized global culture. This phenomenon is often viewed as a consequence of the increasing interconnectedness of the world and the dominance of Western culture values and practices. Cultural homogenization is not without its critics, who argue that it leads to the loss of cultural diversity, the erosion of traditional knowledge and practices, and the marginalization of indigenous cultures and languages. However, it's essential to recognize that cultural homogenization is not a linear or inevitable process. Local cultures possess resilience and agency, and they often adapt and resist external influences in creative ways. Cultural hybridization, syncretism, and cultural revitalization movements offers alternative pathways to preserving cultural diversity and resisting the forces of homogenization. In summary, cultural homogenization is a complex and multifaceted process driven by globalization, technological advancements, mass media, and economic forces. While it possesses challenges to the preservation of cultural diversity, it also sparks debates about identity, power, and the future of global culture.
Hi everyone, I'm Shania Pelayo from Group 6 and I am here to talk about how cultural homogenization affects us. Cultural homogenization affects individuals and societies in several significant ways. Firstly, it can lead to a loss of cultural diversity and traditional practices as globalized influence become more pervasive. This can diminish the richness of local culture and erode the sense of identity and belonging within communities. Secondly, cultural homogenization can result in the dominance of standardized norms and values, potentially marginalizing alternative perspectives and stifling creativity and innovation. Additionally, it may contribute to the commodification of culture, where unique traditions are commercialized for mass consumption, further diluting their authenticity. Furthermore, cultural homogenization can have socioeconomic implications, as marginalized communities may face greater pressure to conform to mainstream cultural standards, exacerbating inequalities. Overall, while globalization can foster cultural exchange and understanding, it's essential to recognize and address the potential consequences of cultural homogenization on diversity, identity, and social cohesion.
The following is another way to how to resolve. Nation must allocate resources toward enhancing the quality of education and providing adequate training for their workforce in order effectively navigate the challenges posed by globalization and technological advancement. Second, the adaptation of innovative technologies has the potential to only drive down operationally costs but also contribute to the mitigation of greenhouse emissions. For instance, investments in renewable energy resources, such as solar geothermal technological, can significantly reduce the carbon footprint. The third one, the industrial countries. The industrial countries have the opportunity to create contingency fund to support workers who have been displaced due to outsourcing resulting for the forces of globalization. A prime illustration this approach is the European Globalization Adjust Fund established by the European Union. The fourth, it is imperative government to implement a rigorously enforcement robust anti-corruption measures that not only aim to control corrupt practice but also identify, prosecute individuals involved in such an activity. The last one, the policy. The policymaker should devise the implement measure that safeguard human rights within the realm of international trade. This can be achieved by prohibiting the import or export of goods that are produced in violation of fundamental human rights principles.
How can we resolve cultural homogenization? First, preventing homogenization requires promoting cultural variety. Initiative aims at preserving and advancing indigenous cultures, languages, customs, and practices ought to have the active support in governments, organizations, and individuals. It could entail putting laws into place to safeguard place of cultural heritage, aiding regional craftspeople, and promoting the revival of endangered language. Secondly, establishing mutual understanding and overcoming culture barriers need the promotion of intercultural discussion exchange. Cultural exchange program, international festival, and intercultural education projects are examples of activities that then promote empathy, respect, and appreciation for varied perspectives by facilitating contacts between individuals from different backgrounds. Furthermore, combating cultural informity can be greatly aided by embracing multiculturalism in the classroom. Multicultural curriculum that teach students about the history, customs, and contribution of diverse groups should be incorporated into school and colleges. And lastly, addressing cultural homogenization and globalization requires a concerted effort to preserve cultural diversity, promote intercultural understanding, and leverage technology to amplify diverse voices. By embracing cultural diversity as a source of strength, richness, societies can cultivate a more inclusive and interconnected global community that celebrate the unique contribution of all cultures. However, addressing cultural homogenization and globalization requires a multifaceted approach aimed at preserving cultural diversity while promoting intercultural understanding and cooperation.
In conclusion, globalization has significantly impacted our world by creating connections and facilitating the exchange of ideas and cultures. However, this process has also raised concerns about cultural homogenization, where unique cultural identities may be at risk of being lost. It is important to recognize and celebrate cultural diversity as a fundamental aspect of humanity. By embracing our difference and promoting intercultural, we can strive for a more inclusive and balanced global society where every culture is valued and respected.